I'm Brenna de Oliveira.
My name is Ahmed Awe.
I'm Sarah Hajati.
And we are
Rain Drain.
Did you know that average household uses 60 gallons of water a day to flush toilets? That's enough to provide water for an entire village in a third world country for a week or more.
Did you know that the amount of clean water used to flush toilets costs families $432 per year?
Did you know that the amount of water that you conserve from one flush with our product can be the difference between life and death for a child in a third world country?
Our solution to this problem is to use rainwater instead of using purified water to fill toilets.
Our device will be elevated and located on the outside of homes and businesses in order to collect this rainwater and then transfer it to the toilets using the force of gravity versus power and electricity.
This can save a family 44% on a bill, which can be used to support your family.
It also burns less fossil fuels than a standard toilet that burns fuels to transfer waste and water back and forth.
It also conserves the land that would otherwise be used for water containment and sewage systems.
This system will also benefit the sewage system because there will be fewer chemicals going to the water since the rainwater wouldn't be going through the same treatment as the purified water.
This process is also encouraged by the Build Green and Lead for Home's Green Home Rating programs, which will help businesses meet their environmental standards.
Philanthropy, for every 25 toilets installed, Rain Drain will pledge to install a water pump in an impoverished community that does not have access to clean water in Africa.
We plan to install our device in areas around America that receive heavy rainfall, such as Seattle, New Orleans, Houston, Miami, and the Atlanta area.
We will begin by installing our product in new buildings around the country.
We are
Rain
Rain
Drain.
Conserve,
Cost less.
And care for your environment.
Thank you for your time.
Great job. You mentioned that you're going to initially go into new homes, and so I certainly want to understand what is the typical additional cost for a new home, and then did you have costs for a retrofit?
What we have is actually, after doing research, we calculated the amount that a average toilet would cost to install in a new home, and ours is only $100 cheaper, and what it saves the family on their water bill is over $700 per year, so it is initially paying for itself within the next couple months of its installation.
So what about the additional external, like your cistern that you're collecting the water in?
I'm sorry?
You have the tank that collects the water and then the additional pipe, so you don't see any additional costs with that?
There will be costs for that, for which we will be charging maintenance fees, but essentially the amount of money that it saves these families after just 1 year is much, much higher than the cost of maintenance and installation combined.
The installation fees are included in that price that we came up. That's $100 more expensive than the normal toilet.
Additionally, we'll license this product out to companies such as Home Depot. And once the system is installed, every 6 months, there will be maintenance that'll go and check the filter and make sure everything is going right in the system.
Thank you. If you can share with us a little bit more about your supply chain. You mentioned that there's a need, and obviously a lot of the product will be deployed in Africa, but the water actually would be captured in various locales in the United States. Can you tell us about how we're going to get the water to Africa from the United States, or are there other countries and communities you're targeting?
We're not actually transporting the water to Africa. What we're doing is Africa's our philanthropy. So for every 25 toilets that we sell, with that money we will go and we will build a well in Africa.
And then we'll also raise money through events and fundraisers, such as on Earth Day, and we'll have events that, in which we will promote conservation of water, and we'll also use that to donate to the collection for the philanthropy.
Additionally, for the future, for the expansion of our company, since we are beginning to base in cities that typically have a large amount of rainfall, such as Seattle and New Orleans, we are looking to take rainwater from these areas and maybe take them to cities that do not experience as much rainfall in order to completely use this natural resource to its fullest potential.
We do realize that sometimes it may not rain, and if this is the case, we're just gonna pipe it up to us the way the standard toilet is piped.
It won't be completely replacing the current water system. It'll work kind of like solar panels does. While there's sun, it takes the energy and uses the electricity from that sun, but it also reserves. And once it runs out of that energy, then it resorts back to the normal electricity. So if we run out of water, there is still the normal system, but we are reducing the cost and the water supply significantly.
Really interesting concept. So do you consider this a for-profit company or a non-profit that also has a philanthropic side?
We're going to be a for-profit company, and as you said, we'll have a philanthropic side to the company, in which we'll be donating to funds and other causes that may have our best interest in mind.
And while we are a for-profit company, we will be saving households a significant amount of money. And a for-profit company will be, we will create jobs in a sense, as well as save these households money. And in the future, you know, we could possibly provide, you know, subsidies and tax breaks for households that have these devices installed in their home. So, you know, they're saving money, we're creating jobs, also making a profit.
We are also, in our philanthropic side, we're also saving the environment in a way because we're using, instead of using purified water, we're using an untapped source, and in that way, we're not using it, it's not as wasteful.
Trust me, there's nothing wrong with a for-profit company, as long as you've got a philanthropic side. One quick follow-up, have you given any thought to what you think the startup cost for this would be?
We've talked about that, but we don't really know all the logistics to starting a company of this sort. So we don't have that answer right now, but we'll let you know.
We have considered, like, initially raising capital by selling stock, going ahead and just putting ourselves out in the market already, just raising capital for that. We don't have exact numbers, but we're estimating we are charging around $450 to $500 for our toilets. So it would just be the price of the engineers and then installing the toilets.
We can estimate maybe a starting budget of, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, but these amounts can be generated by selling stock and thus expanding our corporation to having multiple owners and becoming even more well known in the community.
Okay, thank you.